I've had to position myself to block out the setting sun, which was the same problem I had the other night because I always park in the same place. Although not the same place that I used to park. Fascinating. Car park chat. I'm not here to talk about car parks. I'm here to talk about Luca Guadagnino's Challengers, which is the film I've just been to see. This is a sports drama, love triangle, anxiety-inducing film. It stars Zendaya, who also produced it, and Josh O'Connor and Mike Feist. They are the main players, the heavy hitters in this film. It is the story of a tennis prodigy, an 18-year-old tennis superstar called Tashi Duncan, played by Zendaya. And then you have best friends Art and Patrick, played by Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor respectively. They are best friends, have been since childhood, since they met in a tennis academy. One is wealthy, one is not. They are both very good. They play doubles and they win at doubles, but when they're paired against each other, it's trickier because they know each other really well. And who is the better player of the two of them? And we start in 2019. We spent some time in 2006. I think we do a couple of years after that. There's a 2011 bit, there's a 2013 bit, and there's no logic to the timeline of the film. It flits about all over the place. Like, I've seen time travel films that do less time hopping than this. So you have to look at the hair is often a good indicator, not in a sort of period piece sort of way, but just to begin with, when they're younger, Tashi's got the really long hair, the long plait, and Mike Feist's Art has sort of lovely shaggy blonde hair. Patrick is sort of cleaner shaven and just generally younger looking, and that's how we know where we are in the timeline. But the whole film revolves around the relationship between these two men, the friendship between these two men, and their attraction, fascination, obsession with Tashi. So it's quite hard to talk about in terms of like, this happens, then this happens. And obviously I would never give too much plot detail because spoilers, and that's not my style. I think it's okay to talk about stuff that's in the trailer. So the trailer shows them meeting, and obviously both boys being completely enamored with her. There is the suggestion that perhaps the three of them spend the night together, and then we also see in the trailer that at some point Tashi sustains a career-ending knee injury. In what's kind of the present day, I think the earliest forward we come is 2019. Tashi is now married to Art, so she's now Tashi Donaldson. She is his coach. He is a tennis champion, but he is at a point in his career where things are starting to slide, and he finds himself she enters him into a Challengers tournament. Now, I probably should have mentioned this sooner. I know absolutely sod all about tennis. I tell you what I like about tennis: the noise, the wallop noise. Ping pong, it's not ping pong, it's tennis, I do know the difference, but the noise of a tennis ball, whether it's on the telly or in a film, sounds great. And I've watched a few tennis films. I've watched King Richard, the Will Smith one, where he played the Williams sisters' dad. Well, King Richard Williams, I guess his name would be, wouldn't it? That good tennis sounds. Battle of the Sexes with Emma Stone and Steve Carell, where they played Billie Jean King and that other fella, can't even remember his name. That one, good tennis noises. So I don't know anything about tennis. I don't understand the scoring. Whenever I say to somebody I don't understand the scoring of tennis, they say, well, and then I stop them and go, you misunderstand me. Not only do I not understand it, I don't care. And the problem is when people try and explain it to me, because I don't care, it just sort of slides off my brain. Teflon. My brain is Teflon. If I'm not interested in something, my brain just goes smooth and nothing sticks. Teflon brain. So I don't understand tennis scoring. I know what the words are, But match points and tie breaks and loves and juices and all that, no idea. But in the present-ish day, we've got a match between Art and Patrick. Patrick is down on his luck. He's clearly not having a good run of form. He's got no money. Whereas Art is married to Tashi, got a daughter, got all the spoils. But kind of in this equation where Tashi and Art are like a power couple and Patrick's got nothing and never really lived up to his potential, Patrick appears to be the happier and better adjusted one of the three. The film is about passion, obsession, desire, wanting something so much that you would trample over your own mother to get it, whether that's to get the phone number of the girl you fancy or to get a tennis title. There is a lot of backstabbing and, you know, I try not to give too much away. There's quite a lot of, I was going to say skullduggery. I don't know if it is skullduggery, but there's quite a lot of sort of, underhanded behaviour, questionable behaviour. At some points, none of the three of them are particularly likeable. She is clearly drawn to both men for different reasons. There's a lot of frustration in her for the career she never got to have, so she's trying to live her career through art. What I will say is it's really good. Of Luca Guadagnino's films, I think the only other one I've seen is Bones and All, with Timothée Chalamet as a vampire type thing. I didn't like that at all. He made the remake of Suspiria, which I didn't see. What else has he done? Oh, Call Me By Your Name, which I haven't seen. And now I don't want to watch because it's got Armie Hammer in it, and he makes my skin crawl because he's a vile, vile man. So, but I know it's also really highly regarded, and it's another Timothée Chalamet job. Timothée Chalamet, who I'm a lot more on board with since Wonka. Wasn't really bothered about him before that. Wonka won me over. So of all of the two films of his I've seen, I like this one better. He makes some very interesting, bordering on bizarre camera choices towards the end. It all goes a bit nuts, and he's like, well, what if we were the point of view of the ball? What if we were on the edge of the racket? And it's just like, chill out, mate. Just because you can do these effects doesn't mean you should. There's also quite a thumping dance soundtrack for a large chunk of the film. Certain scenes, it actually almost drowns out the dialogue, and you're like, mate, what are you doing? It's too much. The film begins and ends in this match with so much going on in between. She's with one of them, she's with the other one. Time's passed, time hasn't passed. She's injured, it's before her injury, it's after her injury. Like, so you have to sort of, and it's not difficult to follow what time period you're in. But yeah, there's this banging dance track, and I'm like, it was a lot. However, the final section of the film is the end of the match that starts the film, and I was absolutely riveted because I didn't know way it was going to go. All three of the leads are superb. Zendaya, I think, is just going to go from strength to strength in her career. Like I say, she produced this as well. She's still only in her mid-20s. When I've seen her interview, she's insanely likeable. She's really got her head screwed on. She's got a lovely boyfriend, lovely young Tom. And yeah, I'm really interested to see where her career continues to go, because she can sing and dance as well, and she's quite sort of up for stunts and things, and obviously she's getting into production now, so like, fair play, tip of the hat to Zendaya. She's pretty cool. The two male leads, Josh O'Connor is British. I've just had a look at his IMDb. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. Like, I'm aware of him. I know he played a version of Prince Charles in The Crown, and he was in some other stuff, but he was not really known to me. He was very good. Kind of looked a bit like Derek Zoolander crossed with Ralph Little at times, which is quite off-putting, but a handsome lad, if you can imagine a combination of Ralph Little and Prince Charles being handsome, and Derek Zoolander. Mike Feist, I knew all the way through, I'm going, I know your face, where do I know your face from? I know his face from Spielberg's West Side Story, and he is predominantly a theatre actor. He's been a Broadway actor, so he played Riff in Spielberg's version of West Side Story, and he was, for me, probably the best one in it. And that's saying something, because I really liked West Side Story. I thought it was great. He was so compelling. I also just read he originated the role of Connor in Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway. So yeah, he's a talented guy. All three of the leads were great. It was very compelling. I was on the edge of my seat towards the end. The soundtrack could have done with turning down a bit, but all in all, match point or something. I enjoyed it. It's good. Thanks for listening. Katie out.